but we should. I think we should be. Oh, let me check on my other screen. Delay is like quite long. Okay, we are coming through now. And hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I'm here with Jess from Hot Takes and Deep Dives. And Jess actually just released an interview with Jamie Babbitt, which was really good. I just listened to it today. If you're looking for something to listen to podcast-wise, and Amanda is here, and Amanda also has her YouTube channel, which is her name, and her podcast, Lescast, going over all episodes of the L Word. So that's awesome too. And Evelyn, her YouTube channel as well is her name. And Evelyn also has an L Word podcast that's on her Patreon, which you can check out too. So lots of L Word content. And I think today we're just going to talk about season 3, the finale, and season 3 as a whole. So there's a lot to talk about. And I think the best place probably to start is thoughts on the finale overall.
Yeah, Evelyn and Amanda, I'm dying to. Well, Amanda, I watched your video, but I would love to hear from both of you. Like, what did you think of the finale?
Well, okay, I'll take the lead here. By the way, the gang is back, chat, and I hate everyone who's living in 80-degree weather right now. Y'all are gonna want to fight me because I understand the discontent. I was totally entertained by the finale. I was totally entertained.
Like, what specifically?
It was so exciting. Like, every beat of the episode was something exciting or something to be invested in. Was it some parts like really dumb? Like Dani realizes she's not in love with Gigi anymore because of gum? Yes, that was extremely dumb. Was I like, murder everyone, burn the planet down? This makes me want to like not exist with television anymore. No,
that was me.
That was not me.
Right.
That was my reaction.
That is so funny. Wait, so you thought that the test stuff was normal?
No, because they advertised this is Bette and Tina's goodbye, and that's not what we got. But like,
right.
Was it entertaining? I was entertained.
And Evelyn, what about you?
I mean, I think it was as good as any of the other episodes. Like, it wasn't the worst episode of the season. It was, I mean, I thought it was, you know, the season as a whole wasn't great, but I think it was probably like mid to high as far as the whole season goes. So yeah, it was fine.
What would you guys vote as the worst episode of the season?
3.
I'm in the minority. I actually liked 3. I liked how they kind of wrapped up the Gigi. Like, if they had to wrap it up, I liked how they did it. So what, you think 3 is the worst?
I thought 3 was terrible.
Yeah,
I thought it started bad with the Shane Finley scene. Huh?
I didn't. I kind of 3 was fine for me because we still had Gigi, even though they did what they
that was the most screen time she had all season.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah, Amanda, you thought 3 was terrible?
I didn't think it was terrible, but I disagree that it was a good write-off of Gigi. I hated the write-off of Gigi.
Yeah, I thought it was very
I don't think it was their hands were tied.
Yeah, but I would have written her off in a different way, even if I only had her for 5 minutes for the first 3 episodes of the season. Right. But maybe there was no other.
Wendy said longest episode of my life. Oh my God.
I think I mean, some of the guest stars were good, but like 4, 5, maybe I'm thinking they're worse because it was like Bette, Tina, and Gigi had gone then, but I just like Alice and Shane were so separated and had so little screen time, and like I think the Halloween episode, like what even.
That was a letdown.
Yeah, the holiday episodes were pretty good.
I think for me, the Halloween episode and the Thanksgiving episode, and it's hilarious to me because they're priding themselves as, oh, we're doing holidays. Well, you didn't do it. No.
Yeah,
It will not
the
be remembered in
Thanksgiving
the
one
They
was
think
bad.
they're being like friends. Like, oh, we're no. You
Yeah, they did tell me that because when I went to set Everybody Can Take Their First Drink, that's how because like that hadn't come out yet. And so that specifically
Right.
how they described it to me was, like, oh, and Friends when they do Thanksgiving. But
Oh yeah, no, they did not reach that.
Wait, you know how Marcia said, I want to talk about this. You know how Marcia said, like, there's a formula to crack? Obviously, the formula is like
Yeah.
everything has to lead up to like some big event.
an
I think
event,
that is
yeah.
the laziest form of
I
writing.
don't like it.
Why should name I mean, I guess Grey's Anatomy, yeah, there's a formula there. There's always like a big crisis or accident, or like there's like the patient of the week, whatever. But with the L Word in a show like this, the original series didn't operate in this way. Where like every episode, it's ridiculous that
No.
every episode there's some sort of charity event. It's insane. Bette's giving a speech in every episode. That's crazy.
Because then so much stuff is like dedicated to like explaining what the event is, going to the event, all that you're not.
Exposition.
Yeah, it's just like crap whenever there's nothing. Like, I want characters and like character development. That's
Yeah.
what people enjoy. And because there's so many characters too, and the big event, like you're just getting nothing from people.
But I feel like they do that because I don't think they know how else to make everyone cohesive and all the storylines.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's lazy. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of an easy way out, I think, to be like, okay, let's just have a thing so that way everyone can be there and we don't have to figure out how to make it work, how to make it flow without that thing, event, party, whatever.
If you think of like a random episode from the original series, like let's think of I mean, it really evolved over the years, but like I don't think they ever like copied themselves. Like episode to episode. Like there wasn't like some generic like plug and play. Like this show feels like plug and play, especially this season. But the original series, like if you look at, say, okay, I'm just pulling things out of thin air. Okay, the Dinah Shore episode, the one where they play basketball, and then what's another episode? Like name one. I don't know. Bette's father dies.
Yeah, like the Les Girls
like
stuff.
Jenny.
I always like that stuff. That it was
the Jenny episode.
Yeah, like anything with
Yeah.
okay, what's something
Well, like,
fun?
remember when they were all at the house and the police? Like that's technically
Yeah,
they
the
put everyone
last.
together.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the other night I watched Locked Up for the first time in years. Like for the first time maybe since it aired, honestly. I had like never rewatched that episode. It's ridiculous. That episode is just it's funny.
It's weird.
It's better.
It's
It's
weird.
very weird. It doesn't feel like the L Word at all.
Mm-mm.
And yet it's so much better than anything they've done like on Gen Q.
Damn.
Like Shane is actually interested. It's like
Well, that's the thing.
how they character assassinated Shane is insane.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like with the old show, the characters could stand alone, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of criticism I see is when they're like, oh, they're giving this character screen time, but they're really boring. I think part of the problem is some of these characters and storylines need everybody else there. You know what I mean? Like because people are not interested in it because they're not well written.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not three-dimensional characters. Like after 3 seasons with Micah, he is one of the most boring characters on the show. I know nothing about him. Nothing is consistent. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, I don't want to derail this, but I am just curious. One of the things that's like on the minds of L Word fans right now is your interview, Jess, with Marcia. Can I just be a fan right now and ask
done
you
this to death? I don't want to draw more
You
attention.
don't want to talk about it?
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Just one question.
I don't want to hijack the whole thing.
No. I get that. I get that.
She's driving the bus. I'm so sorry. I play that once a day. I play it once a day.
The song stuck in her head. I'm like, honestly,
in the back.
you have to understand, like, I had to edit that, and like from the minute it happened, I immediately sent that to Ash and to like a couple other friends. So like, it's been in my head. Like, it is a catchy tune.
It's a damn song. It's a bop. Somebody needs to auto.
go
It's a
viral
bop.
on
They need to
TikTok.
auto-tune
Can you
in the
remix it,
chat.
Amanda?
I
Like,
will
if
do
you could
this. I
auto-tune.
will absolutely do this.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, so yeah, just what was have you already answered like what was that like? Was she as manic live as it seems on the video?
So, well, I mean, what you saw is like what it was. The only thing I edited around so at one point she in that so what kind of prompted that was I was asking like why did you waste Joey Lauren Adams? Like could she not commit to more episodes? For some reason that's the question that broke her. And she said the thing I edited out was she said I feel like you're being oh my god, what did she say?
She why are you being so hard on me?
She said, I feel like you're
Tough.
it was either like you're being like combative or you're being she sort of like called me on like what and that's why I'm like, oh, I guess I edited that part out. I'm like, no, even though I was. So what did she say? I feel like you're something a synonym for like combative. And I was like, no, like let me like explain. And so I just muted myself because otherwise there would be too much crosstalk. But it was basically me saying like, no, like I love this show. I just want to like bring these things to light. But she reacted in a way that was insane. I mean, that was yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
And
like giving me a
also,
lot.
I want to say, I have to give her credit. Of course, she talked in circles around a lot of questions, but if it were me, I probably would have been like, fuck you, and close the Zoom. For somebody to sit on a Zoom and just, even though she tap danced around a lot of stuff, I fucking give her credit. Like, it was a fun interview. She was entertaining. And I mean, she spun a lot of bullshit, but I thought it was really fun.
And I think she has to spin some bullshit. She's probably
Yeah.
being told by Showtime, no, you can't answer certain questions.
Yeah. I mean, I almost wish if we had done it like after I'd seen the finale and I'd been like, this was not satisfying. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Shane went nowhere. Whereas, like, where do you want Shane to go? Oh, you'll have to wait and see. We saw her go nowhere.
That's why I wonder sometimes, like, the way I mean, I know that sometimes, like, and obviously, like, tiny, totally different, insignificant YouTube, but when you're thinking about what you've done, like, like, if I record something and then you edited it down, sometimes it gets, like, confusing in the what actually people saw and what you recorded. So I'm like, with all this deleted scenes and things, like, maybe I mean,
Wait,
but, like, Shane and stuff.
You think she's taking into account things that they've cut?
She could be, but, like, I mean, Shane is one thing that, like, there can't be that much, like, because there's absolutely nothing given to us this season, but I do sometimes wonder that because especially, like, the cast don't really watch the aired version, like, Alicia and Kate are probably thinking of, like, their director's cut and stuff, and even if they're not watching the whole thing or what's gone out in certain ways, because even sometimes like people ask the same thing over and over again. It's like, oh, I've addressed that. I've said that before, but it's on like a live stream from like 2 years ago when I had like 1,000 subscribers that do you know what I mean? Like sometimes what you're thinking in your head is like not the same as what everybody else has had access to or seen or something. And I mean,
and by the way, we're not defending her. Like, there were so many comments after our last live after, like, why are you two defending her? Like, in fact, for a moment there, I actually went in the comments and I'm like, I can't be a psychopath arguing with like a nameless, faceless person. I'm like, I need to like take a step back. But we're not defending her. Like, why would you guys think that? We're just, I don't know. I think I'm a very like practical, logical person. So like I'm trying to find like logical answers or logical conclusions that explain, I don't know, the Seppi Jennifer Beal stuff that explain things. We're sort of just like throwing things against the wall to see like what would have made this make sense. We're certainly not defending her. Of course we think she's a horrible writer. Like, are you insane?
But that's the thing. Like a lot of people, there's some people who literally, if I'll say, oh, at least she had the fucking like spine to get on the interview, and someone will say, oh, you love her, you're best friends. And it's like, I've spoken to the
No.
woman a few times and spent a few hours with her, but it's not, you don't have to love everything about her and absolutely hate her. Like, I can say that I did not in any way, shape, or form like the finale. I didn't like this season. I haven't liked a lot of the storylines, directions, what they've done,
Mhm.
but she's still a human being, and like there are good things that have been done, but it doesn't mean that somebody has to be like absolutely adored and they're flawless, or they have to be like flogged in a town square. There's things to it, and even if we say, oh, this or that, like Jess has just said, it sometimes we're just saying, oh, look at it from this angle,
Oh,
or
this was the
look
thing I
about it
said that
this.
people jumped on. This was I was saying you have to look at the top. Like, I know for a fact it was
Oh,
Showtime's
yeah.
mandate that Eileen Chaikin write off a character in season 3 and the whole thing with season 6. So my argument was maybe not all of this. Like, you have to look up, like, Marcia Lewis Ryan only has so much power. Yes, she's the showrunner, but she's not a network. She has so many notes they have to take into account so many notes. There's actually a video where you see her with the writers and they're like, oh, we're if you go to Marcia's Instagram, it's on there. It's like a part of a slideshow, and you see her and one of the writers, and one of the writers goes, oh, we are writing episode 10. And then the writer goes like, oh, wait, no, we're writing episode 9. We thought we were out of the woods with episode 9, but we have to like go back. It's clear that they got notes saying you're not done yet.
Mm.
And we're making them change stuff. So I think Showtime has a lot of problems as you go up the ladder.
I have a question. You might know this, Jess, because this is her first show, right? Like, she's never been a showrunner.
Right.
Do you know why maybe she didn't have a co-showrunner? Not even, it doesn't
No.
have to be Eileen,
It's
but
crazy to me. It's
yeah.
insane to me.
Do you know what I will say? I was never able to find, and also before I say this, when I say things, I say this every time. Sometimes I'm saying stuff that people have told me, like sources have told me. I'm not on the show, I'm not there, I'm not saying any of this stuff is I've like been told exactly this by this person. And sometimes like what I'm going to say, somebody says it to me and it could be 100% true or 100% false, but I've never, normally I won't say something unless I've heard it from at least 2-3 people. And this was told to me when I was in LA the first time, and somebody told me that somebody that's quite involved, that Showtime did have a shadow showrunner this season that was assisting her, but they weren't going to be credited or anything. But one person told me that. I was never able to get any sort of
Wow.
backup on it.
So
I mean,
this would be the
I
first
also
season? Oh, sorry.
Say again, sorry, Evelyn?
This would have been the first season for the shadow kosher. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it could be nothing, but it was one of the producers apparently.
We're all
And this-
assuming it didn't help. What if this season could have been even worse?
Exactly.
Well, and the third season is not, I don't think, the best time to bring in a co-showrunner also. Like, I think if it was going to help, it would have helped from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm asking the same question as Inhofe. Who is she related to at Showtime?
I don't think guys, it's baffling.
I think she was a right place, right time. And they did like there was like 5 people or something. And that she's even said like she
But
emailed
showrunners get
Eileen
fired
and
all the time. No
Yeah.
firing after season 2?
I don't know.
You know what I think is wild? I was thinking about this the other day. I thought about this after I heard the Pants episode from this week when Kate says it didn't have to be this way.
That's so sad.
I know. So I was thinking about that, and I was remembering back to the part where she's like, yeah, I met with like the 3 of them, like Jennifer, Kate, and Leisha. It's like everybody signed off on her. She didn't just like walk into the room. Like, Eileen Chaikin, like, I guess, had this previous relationship with her and like put her forward, but obviously the three of them had to sign off on her, so they have to have some culpability as well.
Yeah, but like they didn't know, right?
Well, then they should have had a better
Initially.
screening process. This is the most important job on the show.
I feel too that Marja, I have a feeling she's very good at talking herself up, right? Like I
Oh,
feel
we know
like
that.
she could be the Titanic could be sinking and she could convince everyone that it's fine. She's like, no, go back to your room. I'm driving now. But no, seriously, I get the vibe that she's very good at that. And maybe they were just kind of were like they believed, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
some
what if
people
they-
are good at selling themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep, that's a good point.
And I think she also has a lot of bravado. I mean, she's got to, like because she doesn't have the experience. So I think she kind of almost like she puts herself forward, even though I think she knows that, she really don't know what she's doing, but she's like, I'm gonna,
she's got a very fake it till you make it attitude.
Yeah, yes, that.
But
yes.
which is fine, but like not when you're ruining my favorite show.
Oh.
Like she's done some improv. In improv, they're like, fail on purpose. That way you learn, like
Yeah, very yes and.
It's like just one more season and I'll fail up.
She actually said that in an interview from a long time ago.
Yeah.
She said, I've just been failing upward. It's like, don't fucking say that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a white lesbian, she has that privilege.
I know somebody in the chat said, what do you think of, what did you guys think of that? She said, it'll always be a white lesbian show.
I can't believe she didn't contact you and ask you to take it out of the interview.
But the PR, the people didn't say anything either. Like,
I know everyone's like, oh, like she needs a PR person. Like, babes, that PR person was on the Zoom.
The thing is, she's not lying. She just is saying the things aloud that she probably shouldn't say. Like, it's not, nobody was shocked. Like, we watched the original show. We know it was a white lesbian show. That's not, nobody's clutching their pearls. Like, oh my God, like, I can't believe she said that. But like, she probably shouldn't have said that. But like, I personally I don't think she meant it in any kind of like, I don't know. I feel like some people might be taking it out of context. Like, I think she was just stating a fact. This is the fact of the show. And also she's acknowledging her perspective. It's like, I am a white lesbian, therefore I have a certain perspective. So what I create is going to be in the perspective of a white lesbian. I think that's all she was trying to say. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if people took it in any kind of different way, but that's how I took it.
That's a good point. I do think it's weird when you combine how many times she has said, what I bring specifically to Gen Q, the reboot, is trying to bring in other perspectives. I don't know. Maybe you're right. And she was just like, this is how it is. It has to be a show centered around white lesbians. And yeah, it does kind of make sense. That's what the show has done.
Okay, Ash, somebody is saying here, somebody's bringing up the Jennifer Beals Instagram post with Seppi. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I've like I said before too, like this, I'm not sitting in a room like, and like I didn't say anything, but it's what we're hearing. Like,
let's put it this way. The very first thing that Ash and I connected on was that I contacted Ash I DM'd her on Instagram because I got the feeling through watching her videos that she had seen the first two, that she had seen some episodes because I had received screeners for the first two episodes. So I was like, hey, so I was like asking her about that.
We didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other at all. And that sort of like opened the door of conversation. And I was like, by the way, like, what is the deal? Like, I heard that like Seppi's not really in the show this season. And one of us said first, I think I said first, have you heard something about a conflict between the two of them? Independently, we both heard the same story through multiple sources. So how could multiple people tied to the show, tied to Showtime, how could we all be hearing the same story through various channels all the way at the network? if there wasn't some truth behind it. So that's like statement number one. Ash, can you maybe shed some light on what would motivate Jennifer to post that photo?
I mean, that's the thing though too. Like, she posted a picture from, like, at this stage nearly 3 years ago, and people, I work in marketing and PR, like, people want certain things out there about how it doesn't behoove anyone to have things like that out there. They have an image, and everybody wants an image of, you're good, you turn up on time, you're good to work with and everything. But also, we don't know. That's what I've said for a long time, and for so long people were asking me about the everything, like, why isn't Seppi on the show? And I didn't say anything for ages, because it's like, I don't really go into their personal stuff, and why I don't. And that's why I never will, and again, in any capacity, because it's like, people don't, whatever you say in that way, it's never really going to benefit to talk about, because there'll be people who, yeah, okay, want to hear that stuff, but then the people that are, maybe they don't like what's being said, then they like it just, either way, it's going to come back on you. So it's just why I don't go down those roads, or why I don't talk about, like, people's love lives or anything like that, because I always
Yeah,
try to stay
I'm more
with
like throw
the
caution to
show.
the wind, because I just don't give a fuck, and I think it's fun.
People
Ash
in
and
the
I
chat are
agree with it.
confused.
I mean, there's a bit of like good cop, bad cop going on. Like, I'm
But
more.
that's the
I
thing.
like to push the envelope a little bit, especially when I know something is true. Like, I think it's fun to talk about, but like, Ash likes to be diplomatic.
But
Well,
yeah,
I think the rumor
yeah,
has
well,
legs because they weren't in like any scenes together in season 3, right? Am I wrong?
well, the
Seppi
other
wasn't
thing
in anything
is,
with anybody.
True.
yeah, and Seppi was, like, completely isolated for the first 2 episodes, only the scenes with Ari, and they were like one scene in each episode. So it could be multiple other things, but
Yeah, like, we don't know. We don't know what. We obviously don't know what the thing was. Like, I talked about this. I did an episode with Chris from Drinks at Dana's and Ash, where we talked about all this stuff in more detail than we ever have on the live. And it's from, like, if you go back in my pocket, there's a video too on my YouTube where you can just watch it. But we kind of go into this as much information as we have. And ultimately, I kind of like throw up my hands where, like, I just dying to know what the thing was, but there was a thing. To me, the most wild part of like that whole day was why Seppi chose to repost it and write "miss you" with like hearts and flowers. To me, that's a bridge too far. Like, Seppi, if I were home in Brooklyn like Seppi, I'd be like, this bitch is crazy. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I would never repost that and try to like. And also, if they had a conflict, why wouldn't they have resolved the conflict a year ago when they were filming the show and saving their fucking jobs? Do you realize they both ultimately gave up their jobs? They got paid out, but they lost their fucking jobs.
Okay, but
Why?
this may
If
be
it
hard
was
to
gonna be
imagine.
resolved, wouldn't it have been resolved a year ago when real shit was on the line? Like, why resolve it now? But I don't fucking know.
Maybe the job is not as much of a treasure to them as it would be to like me if I was on the L Word.
Wait, this is interesting. Cooking offer writes, but Jennifer signed a letter for Sepida on artists in Iran. Is that, what is she talking about? Is that true?
not sure. I know Seppi was doing lots of activism stuff, but
This person cooking offer, can you just like talk more about that? Can you put in the chat what you're referring to?
she did repost something recently from, I think it was from, Twitter. But this is like
well, that
this
could be
is
a
my
way of
thing.
them bridging something, because that's bigger than both of them. All right, maybe we're actually getting the bottom of this here.
My thing also is when they like retweet or post a picture or whatever it is, like we don't know like why they're doing these things, or like I feel as though sometimes when this is for anything, not just this situation, like someone will think that they know exactly what Laurel Holloman's thinking in her head if she puts up like a picture of one of her paintings and things. So we don't know like the action behind a lot of these things.
Somebody wrote, I thought Seppi left because she got a new show. No, she had a signed
That's for
contract.
sure not.
That is for sure not the case. You realize these actors are locked into like 5-year deals with this show.
And they're all in first position
They're
for
all
the
in first
L-word.
position, which means L-word takes priority over a movie, another show, etc.
Everything.
Listen, for a year, I have been reading
Seppi's at home
online.
wondering where her next paycheck is coming from. She may get a job. She's known to like 3 lesbians on the internet like us. She's not known. You go down the street, nobody knows who the fuck she is. Everyone loves to say, "Oh, Seppi's booked and busy."
I say that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I love her. I'm saying this as somebody who just who loves her, but you know,
I mean, I think she'll be
go
fine.
ask Taylor Schilling where her next check is coming from.
Is Taylor Schilling struggling right now?
Have you seen her in anything?
No, but there's like so much content. I just assume.
She was in that Pam Anderson. She was in that Pam and Tommy Lee thing, but somebody just wrote "Damn, Jess."
I haven't. I watched a bit because we were talking about this yesterday, Jess and I, about the Orange Is the New Black cast and like the L-word cast, and people getting, because like if you look at the original L-word, people like Mia Kirshner doesn't work in this sort of thing anymore, and like Erin Daniels is a furniture designer, which is like a completely different direction. And we were saying like a lot of the Orange Is the New Black cast, like I haven't seen a lot of, people, especially that there was like a lot of buzz around, and like the Orange Is the New Black was getting like nominations for like Golden Globes and Emmys.
Yeah,
and
everyone's
things.
saying Taylor Schilling's new show is out tomorrow. Oh, well, that's a coincidence. I mean, I'm just pointing it out that like Orange Is the New Black ended. What year did Orange Is the New Black end? 2016, 2017? I don't. It's been years.
It was like 4 years ago.
Before Gen Q was on the air.
Yeah.
So
it was 5
I'm
years
just
ago.
using Taylor Schilling as an example, guys. I don't like literally mean.
Yeah. So I don't know. What Seppi does have that show coming out with Kate Mara, but that was filmed a while ago. I don't know why it's delayed.
Before Gen Q.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been so delayed. Okay, well, we pivot back to season 3 now.
Yeah, sorry.
Now that Jess is gonna get
Amanda looks angry. What happened?
No, sorry. I was literally just looking up everybody from Orange Is the New Black. I was like, did this show ruin all these actors' careers?
We were talking about this a lot yesterday.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a debate. I think it's Marsha Lewis Ryan herself was saying like the original show ruined careers. This show is supposed to be launching careers. But
that's the thing. Like, what do you think? Because I don't know how when she said that in the interview, I was like I feel as though it was kind of implying this thing of, oh, because and as well, like obviously the original L-word was like a little bit before the time, and they're talking about it being hard for people to get work. Like I mean, there's just so many of them like really did completely change, because I saw Erin Daniels in like a couple of things. She was in like an episode of Dexter and like a horror film. And then Mia Kirshner did like a little couple of episodes of The Vampire Diaries, but they could have, I don't know. I'm most people I think that had like a success, like a show, they would try and continue that work, because obviously, but also people could, decide, oh, this world isn't for me anymore. I don't I don't enjoy this whole, and as well, you have
Having
to
to
look at
audition, it's very
once women turn 40, it's like a lot of, older men continue to get work the same way, but women, it's completely different because even though, like, look at George Clooney, like, he has never had a partner that's anywhere close to like his age because men still get like the younger, but women, like, once they turn 40, they're like, it's so, what are they going to do? They're not the love interest anymore.
Kate Menig and Jennifer Beals were the only two to have like consistent television work,
Yeah.
right?
I think that's just so hard to say. Like it's one of those like correlation isn't necessarily causation,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? Like you look at the Orange is the New Black, you look at the LE is like maybe there's something to that, but like I don't know how you can definitively like I don't know how you can say that with your whole chest,
No,
Like
there's exceptions to like everything, and
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I was saying to Jess, I was like thinking about doing a video, and I was saying that you would have to do the video as kind of like leaving it up to the audience to decide, because you couldn't definitively land on no, this isn't a problem, or yes, this is a problem, because I feel it's more just females in the industry not playing a lesbian or being a lesbian or bi women or whatever. It's just more being a woman that ages like every other fucking human woman.
There's other factors that could also be, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, and it probably depends on like how you look. Did you, like, I don't know, did Orange is the New Black hurt Natasha Lyonne's status? I don't know. I feel like she's a bigger star now.
I think she's good.
No,
Tasha's good.
absolutely not. Orange is the New Black breathed new life into her career.
I mean, I think
She
the
got
same
Russian
could be
doll.
said
She
for
got her
Leah
own show, Russian
DeLaria.
Doll.
She's got that poker face now, that new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, she's like kind of big. There's other stars that I feel like the show positively affected their career, but it's hard to say.
I think Samira Wiley probably is one that
yeah.
I've seen her in multiple things.
Yeah, I mean, Handmaid's Tale is a big show too.
I don't know who else though.
Yeah, I've seen.
There's Laura Prepon, but
there's certain people, like I can't remember some of their names off the top of my head, but like the mother and daughter, Daya, and her mom, Aleda. I can't remember the actors'
tons of
names.
stuff now.
But yeah, and even some of the stuff that like the mom's in, like sometimes she pops up and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, like Orange is the New Black, but they're not like they are the lead person, but they do have like good roles in like a lot of stuff. So there is definitely people that have been successful.
Danielle Brooks, yes, she is.
Oh,
she
yeah.
has been killing it. I feel like that show launched her career for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Casey. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
She's about to be in the new Color Purple film because she was in the musical.
Yeah.
And she's going to be
they're redoing a Color Purple? I didn't know.
They're making a film of the musical that's coming out, I think, in December.
Oh my god, you know what I found online the other day? So the movie The Hunger with Susan Sarandon? It was like this like lesbian vampire movie from like 79 or something. Have you guys heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Angela Robinson is like trying to remake that.
Oh, really?
Huh. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I think it's just in like the pitching stage, but I believe she's trying to remake it.
Ooh.
Somebody's saying, how do you know Jennifer is done? I mean, seriously.
She like announced it herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a fact.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. I mean, like
the show is done. It's not Jennifer's done. The show is done.
Yeah, the show is done too.
Oh, you two both think there's no hope?
Wait. Are you saying there's no season 4, Ash? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
we're just saying that because like it's just our feeling. And if it came back, I don't think Jennifer would come back.
No, I don't think Jennifer would. But
it hasn't been announced yet.
No, it's not been announced. But
okay.
I mean,
when would they announce a cancellation if it is officially canceled?
Well, multiple people who work on the show have told me that they have all been told we should know in about a month. That's what a lot of them told me at the watch party. But they could, they could drag it out. They could just be like, let's just cut it off now and just end it. And it, I mean, I do. There could be a wild card. Like, we don't know anything about Paramount or anything like that. But the fact that they're absorbing Showtime, that thing came out yesterday or the day before. I just really the everything that I've heard, it just really seems like it would be a pretty big miracle to get another season.
I was telling Ash yesterday, there's another Showtime series called I Love That For You, which aired in May. It was only 8 episodes. It was Molly Shannon, Vanessa Bayer from SNL, Jennifer Lewis, who's like a big star. She's been in everything. And Matt Rogers, who is a comedian. He hosts Las Culturistas with Bo and Yang. He's in the Fire Island movie. I know him. And he's told me, he's from New York and Long Island, and he's told me that they don't even know if that show's coming back. He's like, it's probably not because it's been so long, but he's sort of like, I don't fucking know. And they even set up a writer's room for season 2, and they wrote an entire second season of I Love That For You. And it has it could just like go in the trash.
I think it's hard because I think there's so much content. And because of streaming, everybody is trying to, get their own content. And like, there's too much shit to watch. Like, there really is. Like, people don't even hear about shows and they're already canceled. And it's like, by the time you hear about it, like, what was that? There was one show a while ago. It was called Teenage Bounty Hunters. I had never heard of it until after it got canceled. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh, this was great. But I had no idea. And I just wonder if that is also a part of it. It's like, there's a lot of stuff out there.
That's
like
just poor marketing.
Crackle and stuff. Like, and these free streaming platforms are making content now. Like, yeah, that's all.
And there's so like Amanda said, there's so much poor marketing, like so much. And then also, I think Jess, you and I talked about this the other day, that like someone like HBO absolutely has the correct formula by far. They release 3 episodes so that people can like get into the show, get their teeth into it, and then they release stuff episodic weekly on a Sunday so that people can talk, about it at work or whatever. All this like dumping it onto streaming platforms in one season entirely together. People watch it at different times, so don't spoil me, don't talk about this, and then you watch it in like 2 days and you don't think about it again, and there's so long between seasons. It's just such a terrible like model we have now, and I really think that you're starting to see that like kind of golden age of streaming is going to die, because you're getting like Netflix is like cracking down on the password thing. They're putting in these new like categories that are cheaper, but you get ads. You have every single like Hulu, Disney, Paramount Plus, Showtime, HBO. Like, there's only so many things people can have. And it's going to take things in this completely different direction, where there's going to be this hybrid of like not quite streaming, but not quite cable, because it's untenable. Like, you can't continue this way, because the marketing and everything, there's amazing shows that are being canceled and overlooked, and then there's really shit stuff just being pulled over because it is still being put out episodically or whatever way they're doing it.
Someone is saying maybe the gay community needs its own network. I mean, the logo was the gay network, and then that was owned by Paramount, like MTV, Paramount, ultimately CBS, and that's where Drag Race originated. And ultimately, like nobody watched Logo ultimately.
And see, that's the problem, I think, because there are LGBTQ streaming platforms. Like, there's Reverie, there's whatever. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. I just covered one not that long ago. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like, there's Maybe, there's Goo Goo Ooh La La, but that's mostly Asian things. But even still, there's like quite a few. It's just And I mean, does anyone watch them? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and they also don't have a lot of content. They don't have licensing for a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff they have is original content, but it's of varying quality. It's not
Low
HBO
budget.
caliber, you
Right.
know? So I don't know. It didn't seem to work.
What's this about Showtime having a town hall? Celine McDuffie in the chat said. I didn't know. I thought that was like a thing politicians did.
Oh no, yeah, they do. They can do that for
It
shows
said
and stuff.
it in that article, in that like Paramount Plus with Showtime. That's going to be what the new thing is known as. It mentioned something about a town hall on February 23rd.
Maybe all the lesbians could show up and be like, we demand a 4th season. I mean, I don't know if you two want a 4th season, or I don't know how Evelyn feels.
We need to put together a campaign for that.
Do you guys
show up?
Do you think Kate and Leisha, okay, 10 years from now, when neither one of them are like acting anymore, do you think they would ever like do a tell-all book?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah.
But then they're burning every bridge.
Yeah, I just
they already people all the time on the podcast.
But
that's like their podcast that's to specifically their very, very like
they are so tight-lipped, it's so
LGBTQ
frustrating.
audience. Like I don't know. I just have a real hard time believing. I think they'll continue to make like little comments, and maybe they'll do like an interview or a little thing here and there, but to really go into it, I just cannot imagine it. Like PR marketing, like that is burning everything fucking down. And it's funny because the other podcast I listened to with two best friends who met on a show that was in its heydays in the 2000s is Office Ladies. And they were talking about that on this week's episode and saying, in like 10 years when they are going to retire, they're going to do an episode that they're going to call Burn It to the Ground, and they're just going to like talk all the shit in the world.
But I mean, I think if it's financially lucrative enough and they are truly done, maybe.
I bet that they'd be so as well, because there's so much around like obviously both iterations of the L word, but then because they're friends with like every lesbian in like Hollywood, you know, like they would know all the fucking
but it would specifically be about their experiences. It would be, it could work. They'd have to like give, I don't know, it would involve like possibly burning a bridge with Eileen. I don't know, unless they really focus it on this, in which case they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
clearly.
But to me, I think they give like little nuggets here and there on Pants, but overall it's excruciating to listen to.
You're right. I only say they talk shit because I see what gets clipped out of, and 30 minutes worth of stuff, and then this one sentence I'm like, oh, that was like fairly interesting. But you're right, if you listen to like 3 episodes in a row, they might not say anything, you know.
It's only when they talk about the show is really the only time that I will listen to it. But also I will say to the other stuff too about what they're tweeting, the pictures, everything like that. Like, okay, there is definitely, because we all watch the show and everyone in this live chat, everyone here, we're like the 1% of L Word fans that's like super invested. We're online, we're like very in it. So to us, like, okay, Kate saying it didn't have to be that way, it's because we know the whole fucking 20 years of backstory. But like a average random person listening to that, they're going to be like, like, okay, like and also, even though that's true and that little thing that she said, but there is so much that people put in. Even I'm guilty of this myself. Like I did a video on it when the day they really went in on the show, and we're putting our own biases onto what they're saying too.
Agree. I agree.
It's a great podcast if you have insomnia.
I know I saw that comment.
Damn.
Oh, that's interesting. This is true. Kate comes from a family of performers and learned from Goop not to burn bridges. What did she learn from Goop?
To be up Gwyneth Paltrow's ass all the
Oh,
time.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean she learned from Goop not to burn bridges? Wonder Woman, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, she's from like a old old Hollywood money that like they're not gonna, yeah. And she's cousins with Rebecca Newman too.
Who's
Does
that?
anybody remember that show she was on called Young Americans? Did anybody watch that?
Oh my
my
god,
God.
Chris and Jess, where are they?
Okay.
That is how they like know each other.
We talked about Young Americans a lot on the
Oh, really?
That's
Well,
their
I don't know,
Elliot
Maybe I had
Howard
dreamt
really-
it.
more like Chris's relationship to Young Americans
Oh,
in
God.
the thing that we all did together with I did it with Chris and Ash, and I was dying at the stories.
Yeah, they left that show.
Oh, here we go. I'm late to the party. Did you guys already talk about Jennifer Beals' post with Seppi? Yeah, we did it to death.
Okay, then overall,
Yes.
what is there anything that you don't think that you've discussed about season 3? I mean, good things, bad things.
Let's talk about Pippa and Sophie.
Oh, okay.
What did y'all think about that, first of all?
I think this season turned Sophie around for me. I think in the end I like the actress who plays Sophie. I think she's good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she's funny and I like her. And I realize that it's really just, and I think the Sophie character is actually like pretty good, but I think she's infusing it with a lot of her own personality. It's probably not great on the page, but I think she has a lot of personality.
Mhm.
I think she makes it come to life. And for me, it's when they stick her in like romantic situations that it loses me. I just like seeing her like at work and like she's got zhuzh to her.
That's
But
more
That
interesting.
zhuzh, yeah.
yeah, but I don't want to see her in any romantic stuff.
So you were not here for Pippa and Sophie.
I was neither here nor there.
Okay.
It didn't
Indifferent.
Neutral.
Neutral.
I was neutral on it. It
Listen,
didn't make me
gotcha.
feel, listen, I liked it more than the Tess shit.
Mm.
In the what?
The Tess shit.
Oh, you mean the cocaine? Is that what you're talking about?
What?
And the meltdown and the
I liked it more than
cake and
anything
the
Tess did. Like in that episode, like I'd rather watch. Yeah.
Sophie and Pippa hanging out with some cows.
I mean,
That was
I would never
interesting.
rewatch. It me actually when Pippa came on the screen, I was kind of like, oh, like she's really good.
Yes, I love Vanessa
Yeah,
Williams.
like she
She's
was
so
really,
good.
she was very good.
Yeah, I thought it was so random, but then I was like, if they're actually bringing Pippa back for this 4th season, we're never going to get this theory, and it's not just, oh, we've been accused of sending this, all of our black actors off to Africa. Let's, if they're actually bringing Pippa and Sophie back to like explore a season-long thing, I'm here for it.
So you liked it.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Ash.
Yeah, I was kind of neutral too. I mean,
Indifferent.
I would have preferred that if they were gonna, I just don't know why they waited the entire like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they should have like done this or something earlier, because one, it's just so random to throw it into the wedding and to not have Pippa to have a scene with Bette that was like the only
Yeah.
other character that she had. Like that's why Pippa was on the show, because she was with Bette. And I did see a lot of people too saying that it was kind of unbelievable that Pippa would date Bette and then
Why?
date or be with, because like Sophie's so much younger and like
Oh,
other stuff like
that she would
that.
go from Bette to Sophie.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, so like Sophie, it's not like she's like 19 or something, and
She's like
she does
running a
have like a
show.
yeah, like as I was gonna say, she does have a really good job and like she's obviously smart, but I don't think, and I feel like the cow scene was just like, why? Why wouldn't you just have them like kiss or just like have them do anything else but be around two fucking cows?
Yes, Wonder Woman. Pippa
So
has a very much adult in the room vibe. Yes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
only
yeah.
like the
Pippa
adults in the room.
grown. Pippa is grown. Like I think that's what y'all mean. Like when
Yeah,
Pippa's
she's
not,
mature and like she's
Yeah.
got like there's a sexiness to her. Like she's mature
Absolutely.
and
She's not 20.
yeah.
She's not 20. I feel like if it felt very much thrown together. Like it was very much, we need something for Sophie to do this episode. And I think that, like, I literally think that was the amount of thought that was put into it.
Oh no, it
But,
was thrown together,
but,
but the other
but
way.
because Vanessa Williams is Vanessa
Other way.
Williams, she can do it, right? And so therefore, by the end of the episode, I was like, I didn't really want this, but now that I see it, I'm not against it. But like, if you were gonna do it, why not do it right? Right? Like all that bullshit with Dre. Like, first of all, get rid of Dre's ass. Have that be Pippa, not with Dani. But you know what I mean? Like, use the season to like weave that Pippa Sophie thing together if that's what you're gonna do. But like, it was clear, like nobody thought about that whatsoever. And I don't know if she was just like, I don't know. Like it was weird as hell and poorly done, in my opinion. Even though Vanessa Williams is amazing and I enjoyed watching her.
That's the only reason I'm here for it, because I would have liked Pippa to be on this season and she really wasn't. And so
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, I don't know if this is mentor-mentee chemistry or like we want to do each other chemistry, but if it gives us Pippa, then I'm cool with it. I too, like Jess, want to see single Sophie though. Single Sophie has been a lot of fun this season.
I don't know why they did. I really, really dislike the Dre character like a lot, and I just feel like it was such a waste.
Poorly executed. That's why, because it was
Such a
bad.
waste
It was
of
badly
time.
written. I'm sorry, but it just was.
Like just such a waste of time. And I mean, with the Pippa stuff, like if they brought her back, maybe even in like the first episode, instead of having her on the phone, and then she met Sophie that way, and then you could, you know what I mean? You could have and get rid of the Dre stuff, but they're not doing that. They weren't gonna have Vanessa Williams back, and then they just, because of all the stuff that happened, they did. So that's why,
alone.
like,
I'm sorry.
on.
They should have
left alone if they couldn't do it right, in my opinion. Like leave Pippa in Africa. Okay, if you can't do her right, leave her in Africa and do something else with Sophie. Is how I feel.
Their decision-making process is just I don't like, I don't know. There's so many things that were just like so frustrating this season, and like really we should have known from like the very beginning when they could not even like the timeline. I mean, I know like I always talk about it, but it has just like the fact that they were not even making fun but just pointing out in that scene with Angie and Shane in the Thanksgiving episode, where Angie's like, oh, August or September. It's like somebody couldn't even look back in the notes and see like we got a date drop of the September exactly in episode 2. Like it's just so lazy, like so lazy.
In the end, there were only 2 good episodes the entire season, the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I think the musical episode was good. I just think the music was not good. I like the episode. I thought the music was awful.
No. What do you think, Amanda?
I'm a little higher on the season, I think, than all 3 of you, but I agree that nothing made sense. It's hard for me. I don't think of the season in terms of like this episode was awesome. I think like I remember high moments, and I remember this plot line made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Professor Angie stuff. Why did we have to watch that? What did we get out of that? I don't know. It was just like I almost wonder if they wanted something for the audience to hate watch. I do think there's some of that is going on with TV shows now where they're like, oh, this will go viral. And who cares if it's going viral for the wrong reason? Like, it'll get people talking. I don't know if that's happening or not. But yeah, I think of this season in terms of like, I enjoyed seeing Carrie's time, get to know Finley.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think everyone's high on Carrie. I think it was a good decision to bring her back. But Bette and Tina weren't even in the season. So I'm like, what should they have just written them off the first 2 episodes? I mean, I'm glad we got to see the wedding. So I don't want to make people mad, but why advertise yourself as a pizza restaurant if you're going to serve us burritos with styrofoam in them?
Yeah.
Right.
That like fucks people off even more because it's just the way that they did everything, and the fact also that they didn't address it until literally the episode was over. I mean, there was people saying to me, oh, you're lying for like clickbait and stuff, and like, yeah, and when I'm saying no, she's in 4 episodes. And they until the episode 2 ended, they didn't say anything. And then the thing with Seppi too, like your 3 main like most popular characters, and the whole like the bloody posters that they put up, Tibette is endgame, protect Genie, like, and
Wild.
none of those.
Oh yes,
people were
okay.
in the
Somebody was
show.
raising the point that I raised with you, Ash. Somebody saying, oh my god, where'd it go? It was oh my god, I lost the comment, but it was something about like the promotion of the wedding now that the show is over, or like promoting Bette and Tina now that like the show is done.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're rage baiting fans. Like, I don't think they're dumb. They
Yeah,
had
no,
to know.
Ash was
I
saying
do-
like,
I
oh,
do
because some
think that.
people like didn't watch it yet or whatever.
I
But,
mean,
like, it's so
one,
annoying.
I do think that they may have gone down this route of like, well, we can't make the fans happy, so let's at least get something. But because Jess said to me the other day, like, oh, why are they putting all this Bette and Tina stuff out when they fucking ignored them the entire season? And I mean, again, like, I don't know this, I'm not in the room, but working in marketing and PR, like a lot of the time, again, like we're 1% of L Word fans, like we're there at midnight watching the episode. Not everybody is like that, and some people will not watch the episode for a couple of weeks, so they're a couple of weeks behind. And also, because Showtime is a paid for channel, a lot of people will wait until the season is over, and then they'll buy Showtime for 1 month and just watch the whole season. So I think that the whole thing is they're trying to advertise now, like, Bette and Tina's wedding, like, you gotta see this. So, but it still makes no sense whatsoever. And I do think that the people who are running the account and stuff do have quite a lot of like control over, like, they're the ones deciding what's going in there. Of course, like, there is some instruction as well, but I do think because there has been so much like anger on social media and stuff, sometimes it must be easier to be like, oh, I'm gonna post Bette and Tina because at least people like them. So, but then the same thing happens and people just rage about, rightfully so. About
I loved how the
the show.
bloopers like weren't even bloopers. There was like nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
apart from the
I could have
dog.
strung together like 50. I could have strung together a flip book from my camera roll and been like, here are the bloopers. Like, it would have had the same amount of impact. It was like nothing.
Yeah, one of the somebody in the chat mentioned them saying like, "Are you happy now?" Like, does anyone remember that advertisement?
No.
Yes,
What?
that was fucking awful.
I wish I had saved it. Yeah, it was literally, "Are you happy now?" on some post.
That's what they
made
put out on
happen.
like Twitter or something.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck Kate and Leisha are doing with this podcast. Like, I don't know what they're gonna like. Do you think
Making
they will go
money.
back to recapping the original series?
No.
How can they like just do like they need the money that badly that like they're just like, I would be embarrassed to put that out every week.
It's
I
that
think-
bad?
They're just like looking at. It's clearly them just like staring at the clock, waiting to hit the 30-minute mark.
Oh my.
It's pretty bad. It's gotten
It's-
pretty
it's
bad.
bad.
It's
It's
so embarrassing.
Oh.
But I mean, they have like 8 gazillion sponsors. They must be making like pretty decent
Oh
money.
yeah.
I
So
don't
why
get it.
would they give that up?
Then like
Yeah,
do
but-
something with it? Like make it a creative outlet.
Yeah, that I
Do
just will
something. You have this
never
platform. It's
understand.
successful. Like do something. Like aren't they supposedly 2 creative people? And like this is their creative collaboration. It's fucked up.
But
Oh.
that I mean, literally that it's just like them randomly talking about like moving or like a box store. Or like there isn't even any structure. Like, okay, today we're gonna talk about women in the filming. It's like nothing. Like the
No,
show,
there's
anything.
nothing.
I mean, like, I think they're like living the good life, and I don't think they're concerned with like their portfolio.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It's so weird to
They're just
me.
raking the money in, and they're being like, I mean, they're probably feeling the same way on the other end, going, I can't believe we're making just hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I just spent
They're
20
not
minutes
making
talking about
hundreds
my
of thousands of dollars on that podcast.
over multiple years.
Oh yeah, yes they
Yeah.
are.
Wait, how long has
for
it been on?
sure. The
Hundreds of
sponsorship?
thousands of dollars
Wow.
a year on that podcast?
Why else would they be doing it?
Yes.
Have you
Wait,
heard
how
many
many
sponsors they have?
years has it been on the air? Do you guys, or how many
This
years
is
have they been
at
this
doing
is
least
it?
gonna be
three.
the third. Yeah. The
Oh,
third
really?
one. Yeah.
And what do they do? Like, well, before this, they would just recap the original show? Is that what you said?
No, they started doing like interviews
Oh,
every
okay.
so often. They would talk about. They only did like season 1 of the show where they literally recapped it
They
and
did
told us
1
what
and
happened,
2.
Okay.
even though
Huh.
we've seen it more than they have.
Yeah, they did 1 and 2 of
Okay.
the show. Yeah, and then they were like, we can't take it anymore.
So do they have other projects that they're doing? Like
I don't
if
think
not
so.
acting behind the scenes, writing, directing, producing, are they doing anything? Do you guys know?
I don't think so.
No, no.
I think they're just living the good life because on the podcast
Yeah.
they're like, I spent the last week redoing my deck again. You know,
Yeah.
like they're just
Wow.
doing rich people shit.
And they're always like, I'm going to my other house in Texas
Oh
or this
my.
or that, and yeah.
They'll discuss their significant others like cooking for they have like amazing partners. It sounds like that like
Yeah.
They're just chatting basically and recording it.
Yeah.
Like
Because
chatting
literally
like,
at the end, they'll be like, okay, I'll talk to you in 10 minutes.
oh,
They're just like, we got the fill of like generic conversation for the fucking lesbians.
oh wow.
They should
Got
do
it.
like more. They used to do Q&As with like the audience. Like, why don't they do that?
Oh, I hated the Q&A.
why didn't they read my
Really?
question I emailed to them 2 years ago? Huh? Kate and
What was
Leisha?
the question?
Oh, it was something really deranged. I'm not surprised. I like asked their take on some like terrorist incident. I have no idea what I was thinking.
What the Amanda.
Should we do a Q&A
Jesus
here?
Christ.
Like,
Amanda.
Ash,
Your laugh kills me.
Ash, should we do it? Like, if people like write just like random questions,
Yeah, go for it.
we'll
Go
take
for it.
3 questions from the crowd. The 3 most make it interesting. Don't bore us.
Nothing weird or too
Well,
like
no,
creepy.
they can
Nothing
type
weird.
whatever they want, and we're each gonna
weird.
pick one that piques our interest.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, Night Sky and Evelyn, for loving my laugh.
It's a great laugh. It makes me laugh. Like
Yeah,
when you
it's
laugh,
good.
I just laugh.
It's
too.
good.
Thank you. Now I'm self-conscious and I'm gonna be like, ha, 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 ha. Is that my laugh?
Everyone comment on Amanda's laugh. Right now. As this is just the
Ash,
rest of the
why
podcast.
did you not like the Q&As they did on Pants?
Oh, they're fucking because I don't want to hear about random people. I'm listening to Kate and
Oh.
Leisha. Like, I hate stuff like that where it's like, we want to hear what the public thinks. I'm like, no, I hear what the public thinks all the fucking time.
Oh, this is funny. Where did Marja hide? All right, we'll do a lightning round here. Where did Marja hide during the watch party? Ash, she was
Ash?
outside, right?
Ash, did you go to the watch party?
No.
Girl, where you been?
No, you were, right? You were there. Ash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you meet
Have you
anyone
not
at
seen
all
the
there?
many,
Like,
many,
did you see
many
anybody cool?
the many videos I posted of Laurel and Rosie hugging me?
And telling you you're awesome and stuff.
my 5 minutes of fame that I'll coast on forever. Yeah, she was out outside most of the time. Like,
Was she
Celine,
talking to
my
anybody?
friend, had
The
eyes on
chat
her.
says she's lighting up a J.
She was smoking the biggest blunt I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Oh my god, she's
Mm.
such scum.
Oh my.
Jesus, Jess, cutthroat.
Just you would not
That's
like to
so
hang with me
gross
on
to
my
me. At
weekend.
like your own like celebratory like watch party, like be
If you were
professional.
her, would you not
Besides,
need
I
to
would
smoke a
totally light up a blunt.
oh god,
If you were in her exact position
I can't.
and you are at a bar that is packed to the gills with people who are not too thrilled about the decisions you've been making, and someone literally screamed out like "fuck you, Marcia" when they were driving
no.
off.
Is that true?
That happened.
I did not see that, but I have been told that
Oh, I believe it.
that was what was reported to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would have been out there with my whole contraption set up, you know, my 3-piece bong, just yeah, like she's celebrating and also avoiding the hate.
Who would you like to take over the show if you had a chance? I mean, like a non.
So
It
maybe
would just
saying
be a
Rosie should
complete-
take
It'd
it
be a
over.
completely different show.
Yeah.
It would just be. That's kind of us, just like then naming a show that we like.
Right.
I feel like it's too late. Like for a fourth season to I mean, if you it would be like to end it, I think. Like if they switched her out and they gave a fourth season, I think it would be like we need someone that can bring this home and that kind of thing. I don't think it would be like a let's keep this going type of like let's make this a hit show. I don't think not on the fourth season.
That's why I don't think there's a point in a fourth season, because okay, they're gonna like squeak out one more season. It's not like this isn't a show that's gonna go for 10 years.
No.
So like what's the point? I don't know.
I did kind of hope that they would get to 5. Like that's what I hoped when the show started, but yeah, I mean,
Would you have rather them made a brand new show? Or do you think just doing the reboot was a good idea? I know you don't like reboots, Jess, but because I think part of the big problem with this show is that it's 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's almost impossible. Like say what you will about Marja, she had an impossible job.
oh yeah.
So, you know,
What do you guys
I mean,
prefer?
this is the thing too, and I say this all the time, that no matter what, and if there's anybody who is going to agree with me on this, it's going to be you guys, because when you put out content, there is going to be people who love you and people who hate you. In the first, someone will turn this on, and in 2 seconds, they're going to be like, nope, hate one of them, gone. And it's just something you have to deal with. And like, people will send you like, oh, someone said this, someone said that. And then you read your own comments and people are saying like, you're wonderful, amazing. Like, you have to try and not let those things to affect you, and just hopefully that the majority of people think it's okay. And so that's what they should have been shooting for, that most people were going to enjoy the show. And okay, you'd probably have some angry OG fans, but you're going to have that no matter what, because look at what people said about Eileen Chaikin when the original was on. And there's going to be people that hate the show because it's about lesbians. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. But I really feel as though now, in my like heart of hearts, I do just think we're in the same position with most of the original characters. Shane went nowhere. Bette and Tina are still together and married. Well, that's where we left them in the original.
Right.
Alice's show, that was a good idea. Alice having her own talk show and all that stuff, but that was Leisha Haley's idea. And I just really think if I went back in time and I was in the person that was able to say, do this or don't, I would just say maybe do like a one-off special of like
Mm.
what they're doing
Mhm.
now and a 2-hour, 2-episode thing, and then
Well,
use
remember there was
that.
going to be a movie.
There's gonna be a
Yeah,
movie?
every show says that though, but use
Oh.
that 2-hour thing to
Yeah.
show Alice has her own show and all these, and use that to introduce new characters, and then just have a show Generation Q, like the
Without any of the original
and
cast.
maybe they come like up for a season finale or something, but like
Or, like, just very, like, cameo.
Here's my argument with them creating a whole new show. So basically, you're saying there. If it was still, if we have to go along we have to still live in the world of Marja Lewis Ryan got the job, except instead of it being called the L word, it was going to be called something else, and be in the vein of like the L word, right?
Yeah, just a bunch of gay ladies doing gay
Right.
lady things.
But then
yeah.
we're stuck with like the Gen Qers. Like it's gonna. So now what you're describing is episodes 4 through 8.
Well, you're assuming she would do the exact same thing if she didn't have to deal with the OG characters. And she might, but like I
Yeah,
don't
I'm making
know.
that assumption.
Yeah, like maybe she would have been able to do something. I think it would have been better for her mentally, if nothing else, to not have to deal with the OG stuff. Because I think that's what broke her.
But this goes along with that is because pretty much everyone that I have spoken to in regards to like this kind of topic, like overall, most have said that because of the way that the show is received and because of the way people behave online and all this stuff, whether you agree with it or not, is that kind of caused like kind of like a crisis, and then it like Marcia doesn't have a lot of confidence in other people, so then she was just doing stuff herself, and then because she lost confidence in her own self, it just caused this. So it's like maybe
Wow.
that never would have happened
Mhm.
if, and then the insane episodes started going out and everything. So I do think that like it's like the kind of reaction because, or like the effect, I guess, of a lot of that stuff. And maybe if there wasn't this huge, because I say this all the time, the ultimate downfall of all of this was ego. If you would have had someone in charge of the show who just loved the original show to its core, they would have been excited and happy to put all the stuff about the OG in and like
I get the
carrying things
vibe
that
that
way.
Marja didn't even like the L word.
Well,
That's
she
what I
wanted to
think
fix it.
too.
Like she wanted to
Yeah.
improve it, maybe. Like the vibe I get from her is that she wanted to right the wrongs. Didn't she say that? She wanted
Yeah.
to right the wrongs of the original
Oh,
show.
I have a question for you guys. I've been thinking about this. At the end of the day, now that we've seen all of Gen Q, at the end of the day, which characterization of a trans character was better? Max or Micah?
Oh, Micah. To me, Max was more interesting, but so many horrible things took
Max was
place
rough.
Yeah.
in that
It was
universe.
so, yeah.
And not in a way where they made it obvious all the people shitting on Max were the bad guy. And so here we just watched all of our idols show us, oh, this is how we treat trans people. So,
Mhm.
but then again, I do think more effort was put into Max's character. So it is an interesting question.
I think it's interesting that in both instances, they cast 2 people with no prior acting experience.
I didn't know Danielle C. didn't have acting
No.
experience. Mm.
Look, everyone's saying, oh, wow, a lot of people are, the room is divided, but a lot of people are saying Max. At the end of the day, Max is more compelling to me.
Oh, a million times.
To me.
No question.
And I think Danielle C is just much more interesting to watch. Like Leo Shang is like literally like watching bread, like fucking.
But this is, see, I was going to
horrible.
ask you all about this with Dre too. I was going to ask, and we can say the same thing with Micah. Is it poorly written, or is it that the actor is not bringing that charisma?
Both.
Both.
Mhm. Both.
Some of the acting on Gen Q, it's
Some.
Oh, okay. Jess is like,
It's
look.
so
No,
Jess is
bad.
like, look.
I don't like to pick on them too much because like
I try
they're
not to,
so
but it's
bad.
hard
I
to
know.
ignore
I have
because
no
there's Mhm.
It's your job.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't cast themselves. So like
Yeah.
I don't think you should ever blame the actors because they didn't cast. Look, I'm not going to turn down a job, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say, "Hey, they who did casting?" You know? Who cast? That's who I think is to blame.
I agree. And I do think we don't want to rip these people to shreds, but
No.
I go on YouTube and you know what? Fair game if people are like, that sucked. I hate everything you did. Fair game. I put myself out there. So like I think it's okay to say like, yeah, some of these
Oh,
actors
that's very true,
make it
actually.
worse.
Ash is like, actually,
Yeah, that's,
let me get
that's very true,
comfortable.
actually. Yeah, that is true. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, I
And
mean,
we're not ripping people to shreds to be mean, but like that's one of the huge differences in my opinion between the old show and the new show is the acting.
The
Just
acting was
being
really
honest.
great on the original. Really
yeah.
great.
And the writing also.
Yeah. And is that maybe part of the reason why like Tasha comes back and I just like jizz myself because oh my God, like I'm seeing
Amanda.
two
No,
people.
I'll tell you why. It's because there's chemistry. There's
Yeah.
chemistry
Yeah.
between
Yes.
Rose Rollins and Leisha.
Yep.
And also Leisha has an ability. Leisha has chemistry, friend chemistry and romantic chemistry with every single person she's interacting with. Even her and Donald Faison, amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, a
Absolutely.
fucking real actor.
Absolutely. Yes. And you can tell the difference.
Camera presence.
Yeah.
You got to have charisma. You got to have a light in your eye.
Yep. It's like the
Mhm.
first time I saw Rosie and Jennifer Beals in a scene together. I was like, they are better than the
Yes.
other people on this show.
Yes.
That's why Seppi was such a loss because to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
she was one of the new cast members that could hold her own with those seasoned actors.
Seppi
You know?
was like finding another Leisha who just like lights
Yeah.
up everyone
Yep.
around her.
Agree.
She can play off of anyone, and not most of the new cast. They can't. Just being honest.
Somebody asked earlier who they asked a good question, but I didn't really have an answer at the time. They said like, who would you have liked to take it over? So it's interesting. Angela Robinson wrote the best stuff on the L Word,
Mhm.
but she really hasn't done anything since. I don't know what she's doing for work, but
Didn't she do Professor Marston? That wasn't Rose Trick.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
She
Angela
did
Robinson.
that.
Okay, she did.
what is
I
that?
know.
Isle of
Professor
Man.
Marston and
Isle
Wonder
of Man
Woman.
reference.
Wait,
What'd you
what
say?
is that?
Yeah, I don't
Professor
know.
Marston and the Wonder Woman. It's about the
The
professor
guy that
who made Wonder Woman,
Oh
and
wow.
he was in like a
Rutwell.
polyamory relationship with his wife and his girlfriend, and his wife was born in the Isle of Man, which they mention in the
Oh,
movie.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I would have said, yeah, Jamie Babbitt. She's not a showrunner, she's a director, but like that would have been in really good hands. Roxane Gay, that's another. She wanted to be a writer on. I interviewed Roxane Gay over the summer, and she had tweeted when Gen Q was announced. Roxane Gay tweeted, "I would love to write on this show," and I asked her,
Oh.
she's like, "Yeah, I met with Marja, but it just like didn't work out."
Mm.
God fucking knows. And then she wound up doing a cameo in the first season.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was on Alice's show.
Yeah.
Okay. And just
I
somebody
wonder
maybe
if
with
Jamie
more
Babbitt would even
experience.
take that job. She may be like, that's too intense
It's a lot.
being a showrunner. She's not a writer. That's the problem. But who knows? She could.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like Guinevere Turner, like it should have been somebody from the original. Somebody
don't
with a
know
loose
why.
connection.
That really, like, because when obviously Gen Q was announced, like I didn't have my YouTube channel or anything like that, and nobody that I'm around watches the L Word, but I remember sitting in my apartment like very distinctly, and like it was when I think the first episode had just come out, so there was like lots of press and stuff, and I was reading everything, and I was like looking into who these new people were and stuff, and I was like, why is no one for like I thought they would have like at least 2 or 3 of the
Writers.
OGs. Yeah, like
But it's because
someone.
they want to fill it with a bunch of 20-year-olds with no writing experience.
I think it needs to be more balanced. Like, I think Marja needed a co-showrunner, period. Like, why would you like
Or
she had no
strong
experience.
active executive producers, not like
That's interesting too. Abby Jacobson. Yeah, Abby Jacobson and Alana Glazer, they co-show run Broad City?
Well, she was too busy with the League of Their Own. So she would have been like a hell no. Because they've been working on League
Oh,
of Their
you're
Own was
right.
pre-production for a long years.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get that off the ground for a while. So
Mm.
she would have been like, nah.
But like in a fantasy world, that would have been
Oh
cool.
yeah. I mean, I don't know though, because she's got a very quirky style. I almost feel like it might not fit the L word. Abby
Mm.
Jacobs. I love her. But she's really quirky, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Genji. Hey. Yeah, I mean, you know, why
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Why not? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing? Call her up.
I guarantee you they're in the process of like rebooting Orange is the New Black. I promise you.
Quinta
This
Brunson.
soon?
I don't think is she not gay? I mean, I guess you don't have to be gay, but I feel like that would be weird.
Yeah.
I don't think that lady gay. Sorry. I love Abbott Elementary though. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's on my list to watch.
Oh, it's so funny. Like you're gonna binge it when you start it.
Oh, good. I need
New
something
Wave.
good new.
Child, I'm on the fence. Let me stop talking like this. Let me stop. Because I've gotten comfortable. Let me stop. Let me
Go
stop.
for it. Go for it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Somebody asked us if each of us could interview any, it doesn't have to be L word related. If each of us could interview any living person, who would it be? What would you guys pick?
Oh, Quinta has a husband.
Kaylani.
Oh, wow. 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 You don't even care that I'm in this chat, huh? Like, you're just like, whatever. You're just like, whatever. I'm going to say it. Wow. Wow.
Ash, who would you?
God, I don't know. Of everyone.
Any living person? Wait, what's the question? Any lesbian or?
No, they say it doesn't have to. It can be L word related, but it doesn't have to be. But they said a living person.
I mean, if I was gonna do like L word, I would probably say Laurel or Alicia, just because I feel like they would be really good interviews, and because like that, especially like Laurel, that like I'm not saying we're best friends, but I've had two conversations with her, so there's some sort of like, and I feel like she's just like a nice, friendly person, so you'd be more comfortable and be like able to ask her like actual stuff, and she'd like tell a story rather than just like yes, no, don't remember.
Yes, no, don't remember.
Someone like, yeah, Sarah Paulson's a good one.
I love Sarah Paulson. I think she would be a hilarious interview.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I would love to interview Holland Taylor. I've tried
Yeah.
several times and I never hear back.
You hit her up on the DMs? Because you know that's how she got Sarah.
Yeah.
Slid in them DMs.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
She
God,
slid
I
into her
didn't know that.
DMs. She was like, "What's up?"
Yes, Jennifer is hard to interview, Angela.
I have a question. Are we done with this question?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I have a question though. Since we're on the reboot thing, and I know you don't like reboots, Jess, but you have to answer anyway.
Okay.
What show, maybe with a lesbian character or a lesbian storyline, but it doesn't have to be, would you like to see rebooted? Or like it could be like Insinuation,
Friends.
like
Buffy.
Xena, something like that.
Okay.
And you guys can answer in the chat too.
So I'm trying to think in the galaxy of like shows that we've loved from the past.
Poirot.
If we do, question. If we do Xena, would you want a Xena reboot, like with the original Xena and Gabrielle, or would you want new new actors playing them? Also,
we need Anita on this.
If anybody wants Xena, like choose a Xena. My So-Called Life.
I was gonna say My So-Called Life.
Oh,
I used to love that show.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna
Oh my
say
God. Jordan Catalano is a girl. Well, I always thought there was something between Angela and her friend. I always wanted to see that happen. I forgot what her friend was called.
Is that with Claire
I loved
Danes?
South of Nowhere.
South of Nowhere? But that wasn't
I
that
loved
long
it.
ago, was it? Or am I just old?
It was like the 2000s. Buffy.
Early 2000s.
I'm surprised they haven't.
That's
rebooted
my
Buffy.
choice. Buffy.
What? Buffy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I say no to Buffy because I don't think they're going to be able to do it better or even as good. I'm sorry.
Oh, no way.
I don't think you
Mm-hmm.
should do a reboot unless you can either improve upon it or at least match the original. I think that's why the most popular reboots are ones that like the originals weren't super great. Like It is a great example. Like the It reboot was amazing because the original It was like meh. Like it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I feel Buffy is too good to be rebooted.
Yeah, but like I'm just thinking in my head, but yeah, but Buffy is like my favorite. That was like Friends and Buffy were like the first shows that I was like,
Ooh, Rosie Lip Service, oldie but
Never
a
heard of that. What
goodie.
is that?
It's an awesome lesbian show. Haven't seen this?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of it. What's it called? Lip Service?
Mm-hmm.
I think it only lasted a season.
I thought they had 2.
When? Like
Maybe.
what era? Like what decade was that?
At least 50, maybe right around the same time as the original L Word.
Yeah,
Oh.
2000s.
Okay.
Another show I loved was Ally McBeal. Oh, Freaks and Geeks.
oh yeah.
I was
Love
thinking
it.
about that.
McBeal.
But the original was so good. I don't know.
I
if you
know.
I know the
it.
original was really good. That's one of those I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, they
But
had 3 seasons of Lip Service.
Wow.
Really?
Oh no,
I
2
need to go
seasons.
look at that.
Sorry.
I've never heard of
2.
that.
2.
I gotta
don't
go
know
look that
why.
up. Bad Girls. Bad Girls.
Oh my god.
Yes. The first 3 seasons of Bad Girls. I be the showrunner? I want to reboot. I will move to England. I want to reboot the first.
Come
3
stay
seasons of
with
Bad
me.
Girls. It's the Helen and Nikki.
Leslie, yes, the Golden Girls with all lesbians.
Huh.
Huh.
Oh yeah, Rizzoli and Isles. That is like the definition of queer baiting.
I could not get into that show. I tried. Just wasn't.
Why do you guys think shows like Queer as Folk and okay, let me like reframe this. Why do you think so many like gay male centric stuff like Bros and like the Queer as Folk reboot and like that show on Netflix Uncoupled with Neil Patrick Harris, why do gay male audiences reject anything that has to do with gay men? It's only like they like to like unless it's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even support Looking, which was actually a great show on HBO. Do you guys have any insight?
Because they're more picky in general,
Because
than lesbians.
but with lesbians, like even take the L Word, that it's like straight men can sexualize it, and then straight women can relate to the women and be like, there's no female content. So like people, my best friend right now of like 25 years, I made her watch the L Word for a channel video. She's fucking obsessed with it now, and she's like made her way through seasons 1 and 2 while she's breastfeeding like her newborn. So
That's a good point, Ash.
she's using her maternity leave. And my best friend who lives in LA, straight, married to a man, obsessed with the L Word. Her mom has been married to the same man, obsessed with him for 40 years. She loves the L Word and would leave her husband she's obsessed with for Bette. Like they all
the
crave
appeal
the
is
female-
broader.
Yeah.
So you think it's maybe because the lesbian stuff just is getting watched more. So it doesn't mean that the gay men aren't watching their stuff, but there's not enough of them. And if they're the only ones watching it, they can't prop it up. They
immediately will like bash it. Like they immediately bashed Bros.
Oh, you're saying they actually don't like it though.
But did any of you watch Bros?
Yes.
Was it
plane to
actually
LA.
good? Was it as bad as a movie as everyone said it was?
It was fine.
It was fine is like the ultimate definition. I mean, I do think that there is a lot of not a potential with lesbian content, but there is stuff that they can make work, and we are like a very small amount of people, and there is potential to do other stuff like the L Word if they get it right. And if the writing was really good and the casting was good like the L Word, then they would be able to pull in like straight women. And like it just, it's when it's bad and like the writing isn't good and like some of the casting isn't good that people are like, oh, there's no like, why am I going to watch this? It's crap. If they just make a good show and there happens to be like lesbians in it, there is so much potential. But when they keep putting out like there's so much crap that's come out, and when it is going away from the norm, it has to even be that little bit better. And I wish that wasn't the case, but that's why the L Word did work, because it was like, they use this phrase all the time, overuse it, is the lightning in the bottle thing, where you had like this amazing cast and it was well written and they made it on a budget in Canada and they did stuff like that to help. But it just, I mean, people just aren't gonna get into things like
That's true.
Gen
Women
the
are
same
more
way.
emotionally evolved. Yes.
Yeah.
But how does this relate to the fact that gay bars are so much more supported, or are those like two totally different, unrelated discussions?
I think they're two different conversations. I think they're two different.
I do think there's a lot of, because like as well, straight women frequent a lot of gay, and that's like a big thing to, because think about all the straight women in the world, like, and they're all like, oh, like a night out the gay bars, like they wouldn't do that for a lesbian bar.
Right.
And like where I used to live in Tampa, there was two gay bars on like one street, and like one did girls night on Friday and the other did girls night Saturday, and they just switched. And the girls night was always like the same lesbians over and over again, the same lesbians that went to the L Word watch parties, but the gay guy nights were like, you know, all straight women and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was lots of gay men there too, but there is like that other aspect to it.
So it's almost like flipped. That's interesting. Did you guys hear, though, speaking of good writing and lesbian characters, hopefully, that HBO is going to do a Wonder Woman prequel series that's going to be called, I think, Paradise Lost, about this Samura. What's it called?
Themyscira.
Okay.
That's actually the name of my company.
You know, I know nothing about superhero stuff, but apparently it's going to be set there before Diana was born. And it's going to be just all the ladies, you know, doing what ladies do.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's coming to HBO.
cool.
And they said, now I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones fans, but apparently there's going to be some Game of Thrones folks behind it. So
cool.
yeah, I'm thinking quality. I'm expecting high quality from a show like this.
Did you guys watch? There was a lesbian show on Netflix with Naomi Watts called Gypsy.
Yeah.
A few years back. It only lasted one season. You should watch it.
Okay.
That was interesting. They had the May December thing, and
yeah, it was Naomi Watts and this like younger girl.
Yeah.
And Naomi Watts is like she was married, right? She's like
she was married.
A married therapist. The show is incredible, and it was canceled after one.
She was good in it. I mean, I think she's a good actress, period. But like, I was like, okay, Naomi.
It was amazing.
Wow.
I thought at one channel there was going to be a second season, because I reported on my channel a while ago because there were like rumors that it was coming back, and this was years after, you know, the first season. But that
everyone should watch that.
It was
what channel was it on?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was decent.
And Ultimatum's going to be queer season 2, so we got that to look forward to.
And I'm really excited for. I know Yellow Jackets is like only a few queer characters, but I'm really excited for it.
I watched only the first episode of Yellow Jackets.
Give it another try. I had to try. I think it was 2 or 3 times, but once. It's really good. It's really good.
So they didn't do the Jamie Bell, you gotta hook them in 15 minutes thing.
Yeah,
they didn't hook me.
It's high quality.
I need another like show or two to get into.
It's high quality, like the acting, the writing, the soundtrack. Now I love the soundtrack because it's just 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it
But
then.
yeah, like
And
it's
it's
so good.
very like they have a fucking plan. They have an overview.
Yeah.
What's that like?
And what's her name? Oh my gosh, my homegirl. What is her name? She's from Heavenly Creature. She's in The Last of
Oh,
Us.
yeah. I love her too.
Yeah, she's
Melanie
she's,
Linsky.
yes,
Oh, yeah, love
she's in
Melanie Linsky.
Yellow Jackets, and she's like,
Yeah.
you know,
She's
she's
the
the main
star.
one.
She's great.
Yeah.
Really good.
Is anyone watching The Last of Us? Apparently, we're just talking about whatever the fuck.
I just
am.
started it yesterday.
Only because everybody went nuts over episode 3, and it is.
Oh wait, no spoilers. I only watched the first episode.
I just watched the first one too yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, it's like what's that one movie they redid with Will Smith? Legacy.
Oh, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
very much like that, but it's good. It's
Yeah,
compelling.
Yeah,
I like the first episode.
yeah, it was good.
Made me cry. Fuck. First
It will
episode made me
keep.
cry.
You will continue to cry.
I was like, why would you? And it wasn't even like it was before they got to the stuff. It was the past
Yeah.
stuff. I was like crying. I was like, why would you do that? So I'm fun to watch things with.
Yeah.
I will sob.
Do you do watch parties on your Patreon?
No, I don't.
Oh, that would be fun.
Evelyn, where do you live?
I live in Florida.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
I remember that now.
Don't
they
speak
should just
ill of our
they should
home
cut
state.
the line and just let us float away. It'll be better for everybody this
That's
way.
hilarious.
Do you know
I'm sorry.
what?
It's just some fuckery going on in Florida with this. You know what? Let's stop. I'm not gonna. We're not gonna talk about him. We're just gonna keep it going. We're gonna
He who
keep it
must not
going.
be
Keep it
named.
positive.
Keep the positive.
Keep it positive.
Stream to trash what's gone on in season 2.
Yeah. We should do a watch party though. Now that Jess has said that, I think that'll be fun.
Oh my god.
I don't know what
yeah.
we could watch though.
Yeah, what would we be able to watch on YouTube live?
I don't even
Oh,
know.
fucking nothing.
Oh,
They shut
okay,
that
well,
shit down.
Never mind. Never mind.
You'd have to do like the clock, like the timer clock in the corner, where like everybody starts the episode in their own house at the same time.
Why don't I leave my camera on? Because I don't want y'all to see me. Like that's why. No, like the idea of like being recognized by somebody terrifies me. Like
Evelyn and I
could
talk
never
about this all
be
the time.
somebody who's like an on camera. Like it freaks me the fuck out. Honestly,
Whereas like it's my goal in life.
I know. I was just gonna say,
Ash is a celebrity. I'm like the anti-celebrity. I can't do it. I would
left
run
Evelyn-
away. Like if you saw me in the grocery store, I would drop my shit and leave.
I left Evelyn a voice note like after the watch party. And I was like, and people came up to me and like so it was so great and I had so much fun. And Evelyn's like, yeah, that would be my fucking nightmare.
It really would be.
Oh, God.
Yeah, here I am. I'm like thinking of paying somebody to pretend to be a fan in front of my mother-in-law, so I look legit. Like,
Oh, Amanda. Don't do that.
Oh god. Kills me.
We love you.
Great. People in the chat, any final thoughts here?
Yeah, final
Final
last,
thoughts.
last time, yeah. Oh,
why
thank you,
did Gigi
Lori.
leave?
So
Oh
nice.
my God.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I'm excited. Once I get some time, I'm gonna read your book.
It might be
Evelyn.
up your alley, you know, with the religion and all
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
It piqued my interest.
Yeah.
I know. I think I have like maybe one or two more videos of like like this, everything with season 3, and then the L word is done.
No, Ash,
this
you'll
is-
still
this
be
is
making
the-
L word videos for
People are
5
asking
years
what
from
we're
now.
working on next. That's a nice question.
Oh, what are we specifically?
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is weird. I want to know if the cocaine driver was supposed to be Sherry Jaffe.
Yeah, that was more stuff that was cut.
Yeah,
I mean, that would have made slightly more sense.
it would have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause just some random dude. I thought she was gonna, boink him at first. Cause
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
they were
thought,
like,
too.
they were giving that vibe. I'm like, is she gonna boink him?
Mhm.
But no, she just wanted his cocaine. It's how I pronounce it. Don't laugh. That's how I pronounce that word. Cocaine.
Oh God.
Uh,
How did we end up here?
Oh yeah, what was the question? What's our next project, Jess?
Yeah, like what are we
working
working on next?
What are you working on, Jess?
I have like another project that I've outlined. I want to. Do you guys know what Fire Island is? They made the movie.
Place or the movie?
The actual place.
Yeah.
So it's like this gay. There's like a more of like a gay male part and then like the lesbian part off the coast of Long Island. New York, gay New Yorkers like go there in the summer, and like Wanda Sykes has a house there. Tina Fey has a house there, like not in the gay part, but in like another section. And I go there all the time in the summer. Anyway, there's a lot of history there, and I want to do like a documentary podcast, like interview the real people. So I've outlined the whole thing. It would take a lot. Oh yeah, they went to Cherry Grove. That's the lesbian part. And
That's
I've done
a
an
fabulous
episode of my show dedicated, but I want to do like an 8 episode like thing. Yeah, so that's I need to get off my ass and actually I'll be back in New York in 2 weeks, and then I can start reaching out for interviews for that. So that's if I can accomplish that, that would be good.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, that does sound cool. Rosie, I was going to do a short video possibly on episode 3 of The Last of Us. Sorry to the people in the chat who thought it was being over hyped. And I also am editing. I reacted to the Steven Universe pilot a while back that I haven't finished editing.
Oh.
That's another show that seems, I don't know if they're like obvious, but that show is just filled with lesbianism to me. And you wouldn't think.
Even in the universe?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it that much. I've watched a little bit of it. I might have
maybe
to watch
I just
more,
watched
though.
this.
It's filled with lesbianism.
Well, my friend did show me specific episodes. So maybe the whole show is not, but I've seen like 3 episodes and they were all like super lady loving.
Oh.
I know people want us to do the L Word rewatch. I'm just afraid we're going to get into the thing is I'm afraid. Well, first of all, I really don't have the time, but also suppose I did. I'm afraid that after 3 episodes, I would get really antsy. Like I know myself, and I know that I would get very frustrated doing it. Like it needs to be. We're gonna turn into Kate and Leisha being like, "Oh my god."
Never. We shut it down before that.
What? What?
I'd shut it down before that. Never. Somebody come and shoot me if that happens.
No, from them trying to recap it, just like, oh my god, this fucking show. Dude, just the first 3 episodes? What?
This is so random.
Do like the first and the last. You know that people on YouTube like to do. I watched the first episode and the last episode. Do that.
Somebody Lori wrote, just do it anyway. Well,
Love you, Lori.
You just convinced me. You're right.
Just do the pits and bits of the episode of the season.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. If I can, I need to do the Fire Island thing, and then if I'm really bored with my life, maybe
You could have people vote on their favorite
people
episodes.
aren't gonna. I don't know if there's an audience.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either.
That is the thing too. Like
Right.
like I absolutely love you guys to death, and you're the best, of course, in this live chat, the best people in here. But sometimes what the audience thinks, like, oh, there is an audience for this. I've tried, and you guys know this, like, you'll try stuff that people recommend sometimes, and like so many people are like, oh, why didn't you do more of League of Your Own? That video like absolutely bombed. So
That's
there's
so
some stuff
interesting
that
to me because
once
people
it
on Twitter still
goes
fucking
bad.
talk about League of Their Own every
Yeah.
day.
That the Liga, I did the first
Wow.
episode, and it was one of the worst videos I've ever done, like performance wise.
Wow.
Yeah, I did 2 videos and my second one bombed, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
And there's
wait, hold on a second. Somebody's saying Peter Page is going to run a show. Peter Page was an actor in the original Queer as Folk. What are they talking about? What guys in the chat? What is Peter Page going to run? Can you tell me? I would
We'll
love
wait
to
for
do
your
a Bette
response.
hair review podcast. that I can get there. I have passion about that.
5-minute episode every week about Bette's
I mean, I really could.
hair.
Oh, he's running Station 19?
Oh, that's so random.
What?
Cool.
Wow. Can I tell you guys? I've never seen Station 19. Should I watch
Me
that?
neither.
Neither have I.
I have only because of Maya and Karina. Like, I love Grey's, and then them being on it, and people, basically my audience, convinced me to watch it. And if Maya and Karina weren't in it, I wouldn't watch it. But they
'Cause it's
are.
about a fire
Yeah.
station? Is that what it's about? Firefighters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
Oh.
never seen it.
They're. I mean, like, I really love Maya and Karina. That's why I watch it. But
Mm.
there's a lot going on with them right now. But it doesn't compel me the same way Grey's does without them.
Mm.
Oh, has anyone watched Velma? Speaking of gay stuff.
Oh no, I heard it
My
was
wife
awful.
watched it and she was like, I can see why it's getting hated on.
I've only watched the first, I think, 4 episodes. I don't know how many are out. I mean, it's gay.
Oh,
It's gay.
I didn't know it was.
I mean,
Is it better than Gen Q?
I don't
Is
know
what
how
better?
to answer that question. I think you just broke my brain. I was like, I don't.
Is it as bad as everybody is saying it is?
No, I don't think so. But I have a
I
really
have to
high
go to a
tolerance
work
for bad
meeting.
shit. So I don't think it's got like a 1.3. It's not a 1.3, but people are people. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I mean, it's not great for sure, but it's not as bad as it's rated.
Okay.
Yeah, people want to live in the extremes.
Absolutely. Whatever happened to nuance, people?
Ugh.
God damn it.
Well, I have a question. Why does everybody hate Bette's hair in the She-Bar kiss? I like it. I didn't know people didn't like it until like this week.
What
Is
does
that
her
when
hair look like?
extremes?
Even Ash has opinions about this.
Yeah, it's like the tight curls.
But
I
I
don't
don't.
remember
But it's
what y'all
like
are talking
pinned
about.
back.
I would need to see a picture. I don't know what y'all are
Yeah,
talking
me
about.
too.
It's not tattooed on your brain.
I don't know I don't know.
Ash, can
at
we see her?
all.
Can you?
Yeah.
You know what you should do, Ash? Do a video where you show all your tattoos and explain what they are.
Yeah.
Why are
Oh,
you
mine's
laughing?
mine's
That's a
the
good idea. That's $1 million idea right there. Why are you laughing?
I did actually do but like when I had like 1,000 subscribers, I didn't have all the ones I have now. I did do one probably like 2 years ago now.
Wait, show your. You have a Bette and Tina tattoo?
It's a really
Where?
awkward angle.
Wait, where?
Is it
Which
the
one?
card or is it the ladies or the lady?
What? But what is that?
Can you still see it? It's them like kissing.
Oh, I do see it. Yeah.
Is it in like a tarot card?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
It
cool.
says the lovers.
Wow, you got that done in the UK?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
No, the lady is Captain Marvel.
Oh, awesome.
I'm showing you the hair, Evelyn.
Oh my god, guys.
Wait, I think this hair looks good.
I love
I
it.
need to see a better picture. Like, do the
I
do
love
one
it.
that has like.
It's better than okay, wait, no. Scroll up. No, okay, click on the one where she's in that white suit.
This one?
Yep, click there. I hate this hair. This is an example of bad hair. You can make that bigger.
Yes, I love when you talk about how much you hate when they
And I
straighten
hate
Jennifer
that
Beals'
hair
hair.
too. With the proposal, they both look like shit. I'm sorry. It's out. I mean, I'm pointing, but I can't.
Oh, and okay.
I could
see what you're
literally, I
talking
could
about.
do this for an hour, just throwing up different, and I can tell you what's good.
Oh, you can't see my other. Sorry, I made it bigger on the other one, but the screen can't see it.
Is anybody watching this?
Oh, it's like looking at their hair.
Oh my God. I hate that outfit and I hate that hair. Wow.
Oh, you don't like the white?
Mm.
Wait,
I-
you don't like
I
the
didn't-
outfit?
I like the white.
Maybe if she had different hair.
Not for me, obviously, but
Is that white or is that like a?
It's like cream.
Okay, so the suit is cream, the shirt is white. That's interesting.
Yeah, but like I just want her in like a white tank top. I don't need all that shit.
Jesus.
Wait, you don't like blazers on Bette?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I mean,
maybe not
tank
a
top's
cream
good.
with
but-
a white shirt.
Jess,
I
where
don't
am
like
I
that
from?
combination.
I'm from New York.
Y'all easy on the cream and white combo. That was my wedding outfit.
No, I mean the way it's presented here looks. I'm sure yours was.
Yes, I looked way
Yeah.
hotter than Jennifer
No,
Beals.
No, I know you did. I know you did. No, yeah, like that goes without saying, obviously. But on
Oh my
her, it
God.
looks weird.
Ash, I have to go.
Oh, okay.
Guys, I got to go to a work meeting.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, Linda,
I mean, we're
thank
not
you
talking
so
about
much for
anything
the
at
super
all.
chat.
Are you gonna secretly rate all your coworkers' hair while you're in the meeting?
No.
All right.
Yeah. We
Bye.
should probably wrap it up too. Bye, Jess.
Bye. Yeah, we'll wrap
Bye,
up. Bye, Jess.
Jess.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now she's skedaddled out of here. We'll be
So now we're like, all right, well. Anyway.
What Jess says is what Jess says. What Jess says is not what Ash says, even though some people like
Wow.
to say that. But yeah, I love her.
People were
Yeah,
talking about
it's
Shane's hair. I did see some comments about how it was too poofy in the finale. Shane had like a poof, a couple of mountains.
Do you know what the weirdest? I think it's so bizarre that I mean, this is what I've been told anyway. That Kate doesn't let anyone touch her hair. She does her own hair,
Huh.
I believe that.
which I have never heard anyone who works in television ever do before. But
I've heard of some
Yeah.
supermodels, like there's like a term for models who do their own makeup. Like apparently that's a thing.
yeah,
That's what I heard. So
heard.
you know it's true.
Please, can you tell me your sources?
It was some subreddit comment, and I don't remember the sub.
Linda, I don't know whether you could hear me before. Thank you so much for the super chat. And somebody asked about podcast. I am starting a podcast going over the original show on my, but only on my Patreon, because I can be a lot more open and brutal than on the air.
Ooh.
So I'm starting it next week. Oh yeah, I did read that Tibette is toxic article. I think I put it on my Twitter, but I mean, that's not like, I feel like people do say that sometimes because they want attention, talk about Bette and Tina being toxic. Like, it's a TV show, and you know.
But like they were a little toxic, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know that. Well, this is new information.
I gotta give Rosie a lesbian. That was for you. I'm gonna find some old stand-up to upload, Rosie. I'm gonna find it.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that is, unless there's anything else you guys want to chit chat about.
Should we talk about Jess's
good.
hair?
Just a specific hair.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Cool. Well, thank you to everyone who came. I super appreciate all of you being here, and massive thanks to Amanda and Evelyn. Don't forget to go and check out both of their YouTube channels or their names, and I'll link them in the description box below too. And they also both have L Word podcast. Amanda's is, well, Amanda does other stuff apart from the L Word in Lescast, and Evelyn's is on her Patreon, which you can find if you click on her channel. So yeah, make sure you go check them out, and we'll wrap up. But thank you so much for coming on, guys, and thank you everyone for being here. So we'll see you next time, because I'm sure there'll be a next time soon. when
Yeah, that was
something
really
else
fun.
happens.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye, loves. I'm gonna hit
Everyone.